Hey, this is DM Alan. Thanks for joining us once again for another week of awesomeness. Let's just get it started.
Last time, our party started venturing towards Chult.
So Chult.
Yes, Chult.
But on their way, they were attacked.
A very large, long, fire-blazoned sword strikes down on the back of the ship where the helm is. And you look, and the invisibility spell starts releasing around this creature. It is winged. It has a face much like a horse, and it is screaming with a fire from its throat. A Baylor.
The party manages to escape the Baylor, but at a price.
This white light starts to shine out from the cracks, and you hear this, and you see holes in the balloon where the stones have cut through. You all are starting to lose altitude.
Everyone decides a small detour must be taken to fix the ship, so the party directs the ship towards Caer, Westphal, and teleport ahead to arrange repairs.
You guys poof to a magical library of sorts, kind of like a lyceum.
What could this mysterious island city have in store for our heroes?
You end up in a teleportation area, and in front of you is a checker who makes you sign in. They say, welcome to Sea Westphal. What is your business here?
We're here to arrange ship repairs for our ship, which will be traveling via mundane means.
And when shall it arrive?
In roughly 4 days.
All right. Any large sums of money with you? Anything more than 5,000 gold pieces? Any food? Liquids?
I clutch at my bag and shake my head no.
I've only got 2,000 gold on me. Because the rest of our money's in my bag of holding, and
all of our money is normal sized.
All right.
so on me I have
Deception. Yeah. Deceptions, please.
From how many people?
Those talking. So you 3.
24.
24, okay.
As I take a bite out of an apple.
Straight die roll, 19.
All right.
17.
17.
When have you ever known a kobold to have money? Come on.
So you three are up at the desk, and you guys are talking to the clerk. Kinian and Bon are in the back discussing whatever means that they have to discuss, and the clerk kind of turns their nose up towards you and squints and says, all right, well, have a good time and enjoy the city. Okay, so you guys step out into this tiered city. What you notice is this section of the Moonshays is very mountainous. This city is built in a tiered fashion along the side of a mountain, and you are near the top end of it. You see a really good view of the town looking down. You see a bunch of gulls flying over the bay. You see some ships docked. You're hearing the ringing of bells, and you smell and taste the salty air like you are used to at this point. You see the target, or your target, and that is the docks, and you start to make your way down that way.
I turn to Rings and I'm like, doesn't this remind you of the good old times?
She says, yeah. And then, wait, fuck you.
I was just about to say, she'd be like, oh yeah, the old times.
Yeah.
The old times, before I knew you were cheating on me.
Yeah.
She
Knocking
she
up
knows.
other women.
It's the knocking up. It's producing spawn with others. that really burns her. Otherwise, it's not a big deal.
Future employees.
Okay, so as you guys are making your way dockside, Minette, I need you to give me a investigation check.
Disgustingly high.
38.
38. Okay, so
Hold it.
yeah. So you guys are walking down these tight cobblestone roads that
He's
are kind of like
I smell loom.
you guys are making your way down these tight cobblestone switchback trails that move their way down the mountainside, and Minette, first person you come to, you're like, hey, do you know anybody named Arton? And they're like, yeah, Arton Bigtail? Yeah. She's actually right over there. And you follow the finger and you see that there is this shop, and it's got this big giant telescope, like giant lens sticking out the top of the building. It's a big dome building with a split in the top of it.
I like this building.
The top has like cog bits on the outside, and you see where it like
I
would
love
rotate.
this building.
Yeah.
Didn't we already bring a dwarf named Arton with us though?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep. So, do you split off as those walk down the hill?
Yep.
Okay.
Do
I'm
we
not even
notice?
sure I say anything. I'm just like, oh, that's where I need to go. See ya.
All right. I think Tin would notice just with passive perception.
Yeah. Also, I have
I
the
don't
money.
stealth away.
No,
so-
no. But I mean,
Because I want to ask for an upgrade on our ship.
all right. So Minette breaks away, and as you guys walk down the hill, Minette, you make your way to this what looks to be like an inventor's shop. It is definitely your
super
jam.
love this place already.
Yeah. When you walk up to the door is actually a whole bunch of cogs. The door like is made of these cogs, and as you approach, you're maybe a couple inches away from the door, and it starts to unwind and open automatically.
Like sort of iris-like, just like retracts out of the middle.
Yep. And as it opens, you hear like a bing bong.
So this is normally not an issue, but I am keeping a very careful eye on my bag of holding and the money inside of it.
Okay.
Just because I've never seen Minette inside such of a like
And I'm
store-
a rogue now.
such a store tailored to him.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a rogue now, so I'm letting Minette walk in front of me so I can see him.
Okay. The bing bongs go off, and
bongs?
inside you see a dwarf. Like she's got this blonde hair, blonde beard, kind of stout, very gentle looking eyes. She looks over one of the areas up above by where what you imagine is where the telescope is, and she says, I'll be down just a minute. She walks over, and you see like this one elevator just come down with some ropes, and she says, what can I do for you?
I've heard tale that you weave the best magic carpets in the Sword Coast area.
As far as I know, I'm the only weaver of these carpets. So yes, you've heard correctly. May I ask who you've heard this from?
Lariel Silverhand.
Favorite customer of mine. So are you looking for one of these? I mean, I don't have many on hand right now. I've got the one, and honestly, I'm using it currently with a current project of mine. So it's gonna be hard for me to part with it.
I was hoping to procure one, and if that happens to be a commission that I return for, so be it.
Okay. My usual time is is somewhere around 120 days. It takes a fair amount of time. It's weaving the carpet doesn't take the time. It's imbuing the threads. That's what takes the longest amount of time.
What? Tell me more about the one that she's got.
Well,
Because there are different sizes and they carry different amounts of weight. So, I don't
do you have the
remember.
rules?
The
somewhere
smaller
in the
they are,
pantry.
the faster they are.
Yeah, the smaller the faster, and
It just
I think
means
the
that
less
we've
they
all
can
got to be
carry.
a little bit more cozy with each other. That's all.
Get off my flying carpet, yo!
Get off my plane!
But can I score a ride on your flying broom? She has the largest one. So 800 carrying capacity, 30 feet of flying speed. It's a 6x9, so it can carry, I think that's 4 people or something like that.
Does she have an expedite fee to like cut the lead time in half?
Nope, not for this kind of thing.
Just cut it in half when you get it. Then you'll have 2, and
And
I'd-
it won't
better.
affect the magic at all or anything like
I'd
that.
have to assist, I think, in order to
Yeah.
increase production time, but
It'd take a long
even
time.
so, that would only have it with 2 people.
Yeah.
Does she have one that's like half started in progress?
she just cut it off. It's done.
So she shows you this carpet, and she says, "So, what do you think?"
I was hoping for a smaller model.
Oh,
I'm a
sorry.
small person after all.
I understand. Yes, I have it for all my cartography equipment. I have made it a personal hobby of mine to start going across each of the Moonshade Isles and doing very good, if I may say, cartography. I like to sell the maps, and yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. I guess why are you here? Why, if I may ask, is it just for my carpets, or are you enjoying the city?
We're here passing through. Our ship was damaged and needs repairs, so
Oh,
we're
that's
gonna be
too
here
bad.
for a few days, and it just happened to be that I also wanted a carpet and had not convinced my compatriots to take the time off to go to the Moonshade Isles.
She says, well, that's good for me and good for you, I guess. Good to have a connection. She starts like she's looking at you and she goes, "What do you got there, like on your back?"
It's a weapon of my design. It's treated me quite well. I pull it out, make sure it's unloaded first, and then let her investigate it.
Leave the breach open.
Yeah.
She
Gun safety, y'all.
she
We need
says,
some of those for our ship.
You wouldn't have to
ballista.
She says, my usual going rate for my carpet is, depending on what carpet you like, it can be somewhere around 50,000 gold pieces. But I'd be willing to take that down. And you see like a glint in her eyes. She says, 10,000 gold pieces if you let me have some time with this thing. Just to take some notes and whatnot. Minette, you hear a bing bong, and you turn, and there's Tin standing in the door.
So I come in right as I hear that she could take 10G off.
She's taking 10G off, or the price will be 10G?
No, 10G off.
Okay.
That's a pretty good discount for just looking at your
Yeah.
shot, your gun.
So I walk up and I'm like, I don't know, that's a custom invention. I think being able to look at how it's designed would be worth more than 10,000 gold. Considering how I've only ever seen this one gun. I don't know of anyone else that has one.
And she looks at you. She's, I'm sorry. Who are you?
My name's Nuvia. I'm with him.
I mean, I've never seen a contraption like this before. Give me a persuasion. No, just 10.
24 persuasion.
I can knock it down 15,000.
Okay.
That seems more reasonable.
Yeah, that's still really expensive though, and
Think of how many brooms are flying.
yeah, right. Seriously,
Right.
I can't commit to that much money. I it's beyond my personal means. While our group could purchase it, it's something for me, and I can't, immediately say that it's a worthwhile investment to take the party money.
At you saying that, she nods her head and she kind of looks relieved. She says, I completely understand, and to be quite frank, I just don't have that much time on my hands. That's why the price is so expensive. I understand.
I'm interested at this point in just examining other things that she's made.
Sure.
Just to get more of like a professional rapport going.
Absolutely.
And
Don't go killing this new sweetheart. Just saying.
Oh, but the death curse is gone right now, so.
And after some time, whatever she's willing to spare with me, I would want to investigate around the town and get a measure of her character from people around the area, other shop owners that have been around her for a while.
Okay.
But for now, that can all just be backburnered, and they can go on with the
okay.
And
the
some of
ship
you can
stuff.
kind of tell that this is going to happen. It's just like, you
I'm
put way too much time into this stuff. She doesn't say anything, but she's just
I'm
like,
considering a trade, a straight trade for a thunder cannon if she is a respectable person.
Gotcha.
Instead of just letting her look at it, trade, and then she can have it, and that would be more worthwhile for her. But I don't want to just give out thunder cannons.
Give a gun to someone.
Right.
Yeah. That's very powerful in this age.
So there's that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna float that by her yet.
Okay.
Because I don't want her to be like,
Yep. You're just
hey,
feeling
maybe
her
I'll
out.
get hands on one.
Okay. So
got 4 days.
So give me a investigation, please.
26.
26.
You rolled a 6. Get out.
Yeah.
So what you gather from looking around her shop, you spend something like 3 or 4 hours doing this. You gather looking around her shop and talking to others around. She is truly a brainiac. Like what she likes to do is create really cool things because she can. She enjoys doing these kind of things. A lot of times it's to help others. You get this feeling that she is a stand-up person, and that she doesn't seem to have any evil tendencies. She's done a lot for the town. The shopkeepers talk favorably for her. And so as you guys are doing that, the rest of the party makes their way down to the docks. You guys make your way into the carpenter, the ship. What do you call it? What's the
Shipyards?
The shipwrights? Yeah. Okay. The shipyard, and you start chatting up the clerk.
Hey, Kenyon, does that look like a good warehouse over there?
Do I imagine I've been through here at some point.
Yeah, probably as a stop.
Now,
I don't
was
think
it
you
a
would-
memorable visit?
recognizing me
Right,
is the problem.
Yeah, was it memorable?
Sure.
Does he have his giant hat on?
I didn't prepare. It's back on the ship.
You're wearing the cat head,
I'm wearing the cat hat,
which you didn't wear last
Oh,
time.
that's new. Yeah.
crag cat hat. I'm totally into
Did
master
you say drag
disguise.
cat hat?
Crag.
Crag.
Oh, okay.
So I would say no one seems to recognize you. Yes, you've been here in the past, but only as a stop to kind of get what cargo you need for your people. This was not your kind of place. A little too do-goody, not a lot of work around here, type thing. So I don't think you know much about this town. It was kind of just like a quick pit stop and bounce between jobs.
Would Rings know anything?
Probably the same
Okay.
amount.
So we're at the clerk.
Mhm.
So my ship got damaged, and it's en route. It should be here in a few days. I need your best men to attend to it.
And there's a lady behind the desk, and she opens up this giant book with like schedules and stuff like that, and she says, what kind of damage are we talking?
Fire.
Fired? Okay. What kind of ship? Is it a galley? Is it a schooner?
It's a flying ship.
Oh, interesting. I haven't seen many of those.
Many.
What kind of damage from the fire? How much fire damage did it burn down? Is it being tugged into port, or will it be arriving on the winds?
It'll be flying in. There are a couple decks. I think lava burned through them.
Well, lava. What? Okay. She starts noting some things down. She says, "Now, do you have any major repairs, or is it superficial? Can your boat hold the water?"
It's superficial. It's just one of the masts.
And she gets real big-eyed at you, Keo, and
That and the rudder.
she
And the helm I speak of.
Yeah. The front half is fine.
You know, there might be some holes in the bottom too.
she starts noting everything down, and she
Lots
says,
of writing.
She says, well, I can quote you. We're probably talking somewhere around 10 to 15,000 gold pieces. We'll have a better quote once it gets in.
What is this, magical wood?
No, but you're talking broken mast. You're talking major fire damage. I mean, this is just the quote. We'll see what it actually looks like when it gets in.
It's surprisingly little fire damage for an encounter with the Baylor.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Keo exaggerates a lot, so.
I'm not used to paying for the repairs of my ship.
Can I save your town from a dragon?
And I look to the side and like, are there any other big ships here?
Oh yeah, lots of them.
I'm like, what's
Like 4 or
that
5.
ship cost?
Like to buy it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to talk to the ship captain, but I mean, price is somewhere around like 50,000 gold pieces.
You should legit ask if they need saving from some dragon or demon or something.
There
Legit.
actually is a price for ships.
Is it? Yeah, I kind of figured.
And I'm like, Rings, are they pulling my gold purse strings?
Tugging on my purse. She insights, and she kind of side mouths to you. She says, "Kind of hard to read, but I think they're on the up and up. Might have a little haggle room though."
I'm not used to dealing with people on the up and up.
And she goes, good cop, bad cop.
Sounds like I should have gone there instead.
He's got to be rethinking the whole loss of his fleet at this point.
Right, yeah.
Bad cop, bad cop.
Bad cop, bad cop. We'll make it easy.
Bad
You be
cop,
bad cop.
What was your name again?
Wait.
To the
I say the
shopkeeper.
shopkeeper.
Shopkeeper? She says, my name is June.
June. Got a lot of family in town, June?
Yes. I mean, my whole family.
Oh, your whole family.
Why?
Oh, let's just hope people stay safe the next 4 days.
Give me
We'll see you in 4
an
days.
intimidation check.
Yeah. Ooh, only a 9.
9 in total?
Yeah.
she rolled 16 insight. She says, are you really stooping so low to threaten my family? And Ring steps in and she says,
Bad
listen.
cop, bad cop.
she says, listen, June, what my compatriot is trying to say is, we can assure that your family is under good protection while we're in town. We are very adept adventurers, and we are quite strong, quite notorious. I don't know if you've heard of the Obsidian Flame or not, but we can assure that nobody messes with your family or your business while we're here. And
Nobody.
oh shit. And the shopkeeper, she says, oh, okay. Well, how much would something like that cost for you guys to, protect my family? I do have a few enemies in town. For 4 days.
Whatever the ship repairs.
Yeah. 15,000? I don't have that kind of cash. I can't give you the repairs like that for free. How about I can remove my margin. I still have to pay my people, and I still have to pay for the lumber, for the materials. Depending on what your ship actually looks like, I could go probably 9,000.
9,000.
That's sounding better.
I mean, that's the lowest I can go.
Bond pipes in to ruin things. He says, wait. We're haggling for 4 days of protection for your family. That doesn't sound like anything valuable. I mean, wouldn't your enemies just wait until we left?
That's kind of a good point.
Rings offers to permanently end the issues?
Why don't you tell us about the problem you're facing, and maybe we can come to a solution for it?
Well,
what if we cut our own wood?
She says, well, you see, my husband is kind of a gambler, and tends to overpromise. That might help. Taking care of the people he owes debts to.
Oh, I thought you were going to say kill your husband.
Right?
2 different directions there. Not to point righteous fingers here or anything, but maybe he shouldn't have gambled in the first place.
I agree. It's something.
So you say there's
we're working
gambling in town?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Kenyon can lose money to him. That would work.
Okay, we could travel back in
Not
time
another spear.
and prevent him from gambling.
Travel back in time and prevent him from gambling.
Yeah, I think I can go talk to those people.
Okay. That sounds good. So 9,000 gold pieces.
That sounds better.
Bond
Okay.
tries to do a good deed and does a bad deed.
I'm surprised. I mean, okay, obviously it's because Rings was there, but I'm surprised that there was a successful negotiation.
It was by 1.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
My intimidation roll was poo.
Yeah.
I rolled like a 3.
Let's see here. All right. So, you guys all meet up. The bulk of the party is walking back from the docks, and Minette and Tin are walking back from Arton's.
Before I left Arton's, I asked her if she knows of anyone that is able to provide magical repairs / upgrades to ships.
Yeah, I could potentially assist in this. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for some way to fireproof our ship.
Fireproof. How big is your ship? Galley size?
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I'm like,
she says, I actually might have a pretty simple thing that you can do. It won't last forever. Maybe 1 or 2 fires? I mean, but you could put a solvent or something like that. I can concoct something that you can paint the sides of the ship with.
that's what I was thinking, but I was hoping it'd last more than 1 or 2. Because the problem is, we're adventurers, and we sometimes have to fight on our ship.
I might be able to sell you a lot of it, and you could apply as needed.
Okay. Because half of my spells are fire-based, so I'm really handicapped when it comes to fighting on our ship.
Wow, that's okay. That's fair. She thinks for a little bit, and she says, I think I could make something within maybe 10 days.
Okay.
It should I should be able to do something in my spare time and make this let's say 6 barrels worth. That should cover whatever like most of the hull of the ship 4 or 5 times. Maybe if you spot treat it, it'll last longer. I don't assume your ship to go entirely through flames. So
Yeah, no. So I send a message to the Rings and ask Kenyan, how long do you think our ship repairs would take once the ship arrives?
How many nights of drinking you think this is? 3 days?
Are we still at the repair place?
yeah.
Hey,
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess so.
hey,
Yeah.
repair lady, how long do you think repairs like we've described would take?
3 days roughly.
And I'm like,
it's probably about 3 days.
Thank you.
and I say, I say with like the bracelet held up to my ear, I'm like,
You got an Apple Watch
Yep.
now.
I'm like, your people are okay, working with, wild animals on the ship, right?
She says.
I'll take Nymeria off. I don't want Nymeria with some strangers.
She says, no, you need to cage them or put them in a closet or something.
No, I was just asking for a friend.
Oh, okay.
For a friend who might need repairs. Not me. So I tell Arton that we most likely won't be here in 10 days, but we could probably come back in like 30 or 40 days, presumably. So how much would she charge for the 6 barrels?
She says, well, if it's going to be that long, 5,000 gold pieces?
Would you be willing to do 12 barrels for 8,000?
Persuasion, please.
That's a 20.
She says, yeah. I could do that.
Okay. We will do that then.
Excellent.
Do you want half up front?
Yes, preferably, yes.
All right. So that was 8 that we agreed to, so
Yep.
okay, 4,000.
All right, mark off. Arton is making 12 barrels for you.
Yep.
All right.
I'm doing that out of the party funds because that will benefit all of us, since it seems to be mostly either fire or bludgeoning things that damage our ship.
And we could dip the sailors in it, and
I was thinking about dipping myself.
All right.
You could dip your armor in it.
So
I have one last
Okay.
thing before we leave. I understand that time is hard to free up for projects like this. I understand all too well. Is there anything that we might be able to help you with that would free up more of your time that would be worth doing? I understand that, like, time's hard to make up for
sure.
for stuff like that, but if there's some ongoing problem that you need taken care of, we're pretty handy. We killed the Kraken, no big deal.
Killed a dragon, no big deal.
We've
Saved
done all
the
sorts of
city,
things.
no big deal.
We're pretty handy bunch, so if there's something that would be useful to you, that would help bring the cost of a flying carpet down, then
She says, I'm not in danger. I don't have much. I really just a lot of my time is spent in my cartography hobby. Currently, I don't know. I really don't know what kind of assets you have at your disposal that might be able to help me.
okay. It was a long shot. Figured I'd ask.
You
I
gotta
mean-
have good persuasion skills.
I mean, she's not like the adventuring, protect the city kind of
Right.
lady, so it's not like there's, pirate attacks, I'm assuming, aren't, a big thing. They're not
Right.
raided a bunch, so
Yeah, I mean, she says, if you could help me with my cartography, I mean that would be of most aid.
how would my assistance be useful? Do you need
You
more?
don't have means of long-term flying, do you?
That's why I'm here. Not that I'd be able to give to you,
Okay.
but if you need like tools manufactured that would make things easier, that's a possibility.
I would say really what would help me the most is being able to travel the Moonshay Isles at length, because I'm currently just held to what my carpet can hold and how far I can travel in a day. So I can't get out far without taking a long journey by myself, and that's tough. So
You could lend her ship for.
I mean, maybe when we
week.
come back.
When we're back, you could do that type of a promise, like
Yeah.
let her know about the airship. Let her know that you
I
could get some
will,
alone time.
I will explain that our ship is
You could help her map the stars.
braid her beard.
Oh, God. That's not what's happening here. This is not a Palami situation.
No, but the rest of us are gonna tease you like it is.
we could bring her along to map other islands.
Ooh.
I will explain that our ship is an airship, and it's capable of sustained long-term flight. We're on a bit of a time crunch right now, trying to get where we were heading. But perhaps in
Maybe a return when you pick up the barrels that were commissioned?
It's a possibility that we could help with that. I would even be willing to learn the cartography and help assist that way and make it, the travel time even quicker. But
sure. So how about this? You promise me that you come back when you come back for these barrels, that you take me around on your airship all through the Moonshae Isles, and I get to map it. And in that promise, I will do nothing but work on your carpet until you return. I will put off all my cartography until you return.
We're totally going to forget.
You can help her survey the huge tracts of land.
I will have to come back tomorrow after consulting with my compatriots.
Well, I'm not forgetting about the fire barrels.
It may not be when we come back for the barrels.
Okay.
So, unless I know for sure that I'll be able to make that promise worth you doing this, then we'll we might arrange something else some other time.
Okay.
We are trying to protect a number of people. So
downplaying it.
Yeah.
And Minette's doing the same thing, just rubbing his wrists and
we're kind of on a we're trying to
I interrupt, we've had to save a few cities before. Normally we'd have no problem coming back here, but there could be an emergency situation where we have to go save thousands of people again. So
Lariel Silverhand. She does some pretty important things, and we're sort of working at her
her level?
Her level of nonsense right now. So.
Okay. Nonsense. All right. Excellent. Well, I do have work to do then if I'm to make these barrels. So I'll have to bid you adieu. Please let me know as soon as you know. So you guys.
And as we walk out, I tell Minette, I'm like, when you come back tomorrow, you could also tell her that, she could map out you, check you out.
Minette's eyes get super big at that.
Holy shit, that's forward. Okay.
And he gets really red in the cheeks, and his nose gets red, and I think he starts fiddling with stuff again.
Yeah, just this didn't happen.
And he's like,
I'm gonna make a roll here, and if I get below 3, I teleport back to the ship.
Out of awkwardness?
Yeah.
Sheer
Below 3.
awkwardness.
Okay. Nope.
Okay.
I hold it together.
I think you need to start looking out at the playing field again.
Aww. So.
And then I drop it.
You all meet once more just in the market area, kind of sharing your stories on what just happened, and Kinian informs you guys of a protection contract. I assume.
Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm DM Allen. Thank you so much for joining us once again for Roll with Advantage Season 3, Episode 16. Thank you so much for listening. You guys are absolutely fantastic. And thank you for telling people about us. We've been seeing a growth in our listening numbers, and I have to say it is making a difference, so thank you. If you haven't already, go tell people about us. Go tell them to go check us out on Twitter at DM's Table or on Facebook at The DM's Table. You can also connect with us through our Discord. Just reach out to us on one of our social media platforms and I'll send you a link. A big thank you to our patron supporters as well. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And if you want to become a patron, head over to patreon.com/DMsTable. You can check out all the tiers that we offer, and you get exclusive access to our Patreon section of our Discord. Also, a big shout out to Standing Stone's Workshop, friend of the show. You guys should go check out her work. She is a painter that does minis. She does absolutely fantastic work, and she does cool little kit bashes and mods to her minis, which make them really unique and make the videos really interesting to watch. So go check her out on YouTube and just search for Standing Stone's Workshop, or you can check her out on Facebook as well. All right, let's talk about this week's sponsor. This week's sponsor is Audible. Audible is an amazing audiobook platform that has over 180,000 books to choose from. It's a phenomenal platform, and what they're doing for our listeners right now is something really cool. If you sign up today through audibletrial.com/RWA, you will get 2 free audiobooks, access to a bunch of different Audible originals, and all sorts of other cool little things that come with being an Audible subscriber. You also get a 30-day free trial to check out one of the best audiobook platforms there is to date. Go check them out now. That's audibletrial.com/RWA to support the show. All right, let's throw it over to Adam for this week's recommendation. Adam, don't let us down.
Hey guys, this week I'm going to suggest Edge Dancer by Brandon Sanderson. It's a mini-book between Book 2 and 3 of Stormlight Archive and follows the story of Lift as she learns about her Stormlight powers. It's a great standalone novel of its own and shows a much less serious side of the Stormlight War. Can Lift laugh off assassination plots, or will the real world catch up with her with a fatal consequence? Learn about the powers of the Edge Dancer today.
All right, go check out Adam's suggestion now. I'm sure it'll be good. Now let's talk about one of our biggest audio providers for the show, Incompetech.com. Incompetech.com is a phenomenal audio platform where you can get amazing scores for your shows, for your videos, for just listening to. I love to listen to them while we're producing the show, when I'm just working in general. They are really good audio scores, and they keep me in a focused mindset, and I absolutely adore them. You've heard them throughout our show since we've started, and they are just absolutely fantastic. So go check them out today, Incompetech.com. Well, that's all I've got for you this week. I'll see you out on the internet, guys. Bye! Quote unquote protection contract. So how we're going to handle this is it's going to be a skill challenge. So I'll describe what the situation is, and then you all can use any of your skills that you have that you're trained in, and you can only use them once. So each skill that you're trained in, you can only use once during this skill challenge, and you have to have an explanation on how you do that. So try to get a little creative with this.
So this is anything we're proficient in?
Yes. Yep. So an example situation would be like I'm going to rob a casino, and so if you're trained in persuasion, maybe you could chat up one of the security guards in the casino to allow you into a back room or something like that. That would be, and essentially how a success or failure is determined on a DC of 20. And so with that DC set, you guys have if you hit 3 successes, or no, because we got 5 people at the table. So if you hit 10 successes before 3 failures, then you succeed. Okay? So that's essentially each person succeeds twice or whatever. Does that sound good? Just trying to something new, because we're going to need a mechanic like this when we get into Chol. So
Can I use Bless/Guidance?
Yeah. You can use it. Yep. Here's the situation. The NPCs are not allowed to help unless it's like requested of them.
We don't need their help.
That's what I figured, anyways. So the situation is this dude named August. He has fallen in with a loan shark, and this loan shark has lent him a ton of money. We're talking like 10 to 15,000 gold pieces, which is a lot for a normal person. That is a lot. So he owes a lot of money to this guy, and this loan shark has a security detail and stuff like that. He's not really very approachable. What do you want to do?
What's the goal? To get this guy out of debt? To repay it?
The goal is to resolve the debt. I know that's really vague, but you can resolve the debt in many ways, right? So
Is loan sharking legal in the Moonshay Isles?
It's probably the only way you get loans.
yeah,
Faerun.
I think that's true.
It's not a big city like Waterdeep.
No. So I would say it is legal. It's not suggested, but it's definitely legal. It's not suggested just because it's unwise. Yeah.
I mean, some of their methods for getting their money back might not be legal,
Right.
per se.
Right. But that's
Borrowing money from private individuals, that's...
Should we make a list of our proficiencies? Because, I mean, we'd be talking together to figure out how to do this.
Just add DC 20. I only have like 2 of them that are useful, which is stealth and persuasion.
I think 10's a little rough. I think 1 per person is probably sufficient.
You think so? Okay.
Personally, like,
Well, I mean, you get to do it many times. So, I mean, essentially, we would, whoever wants to go first, and then we just go through it. But we can do 5.
I don't know how
start with 5.
animal handling is gonna help.
Sick Nymeria on
Getaway.
people?
Yeah.
We rob a bank and you have getaway horses for us.
True.
Nymeria is pretty fucking intimidating.
We should just follow him home and steal all the loan shark's money.
So what do you want to do? So let me lay it out a little more. You know the guy, you know of the loan shark. You don't know where the loan shark is, but you have a understanding that this individual is kind of protected. You have not spoken with August, only his wife, and that's where you're at currently.
Can I investigate the loan shark, try and figure out where he is and
Yeah, absolutely.
some stuff?
Yep. Ask around and
Hey, look, I succeed on a DC 20.
Get out.
I rolled a 2. I succeed on a DC 20.
Out.
What's your
disgusting.
mod?
It's plus 20. Easy win, guys. Go
Yep.
with it.
Yep. All right. So
you should let Minette take this one.
yeah. So what you found out is that this person is held up in a safe house of sorts. He actually has a really tight security detail, really strong security, and there is a he actually so not because you said anything. He has a lot of dogs and protection animals, stuff like that. Think of like mob boss, right? So guys walking with dogs around a estate, people with crossbows up on the tops of the home, stuff like that.
Can we get a name real quick to reference?
The loan shark?
Yeah.
Let's call him
Sal.
Sol. Yeah, we'll call him Sal.
Okay.
That's what I think of.
I go to one of the seedier bars, and I want to get a feeling on this guy's personality and motivations. Would that be more like insight?
Insight. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I want to use insight to get a handle on who this guy is. Yeah. And I will use guidance. It's a 21.
So, you succeed. And you're trying to figure out who this person is. So this guy,
Motivations, yeah.
this guy is a manipulator. He is someone who forms people to their will. He gets a lot of joy from this kind of thing. He's a power player. He doesn't play unless he knows he can win type person. And let's see, he has an Achilles heel. He has a very soft spot for orphans. He loves to do a bunch of charity work for them. He puts on like these special galas and stuff like that. In fact, there's one coming up in 3 days.
It's impressive how you can just improvise all of that.
Oh, thanks.
Just saying. I share that with the group.
So, taking that information, Keo gets Deke with them and goes to local orphanage and begins convincing all the orphans that Sal's a really bad guy.
And Deke is hamming it up. He actually he has a proficiency of his own, and as you're explaining what you're going to do, he starts walking around and he starts like you see him like grab a little die from a shop as he's walking by, and then he grabs a little bit of makeup and stuff like that off of another shop, and he starts making himself up to look like he's beaten to hell.
Yeah.
Sal's trying to keep all us orphans down, keeping us from getting honest work.
So what
through his subsidies.
Are you using persuasion?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm persuading the orphans to rabble. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, God damn it, Ben.
You're blessed, or I mean guidance, so you get a D4.
It doesn't matter. It
What
was
do you
a
roll?
3+. I rolled a 3. It's a +9 modifier.
Why did you use the big die? All right.
I got a 20 on the big die last time I rolled it.
All right.
Die big. Yeah.
Yeah, but these orphans don't seem to like the idea of child labor.
So
And I get off track and start calling them lazy orphans.
and Deke's standing there, and
the orphans of Neverwinter would never put up for this idleness.
as you start off as like, free yourselves, brothers, and then you get into chiding them for getting into the situation that they're in.
Victim blaming.
And yeah, victim blaming.
How can this be like generational poverty? You're all orphans.
It starts to derail, and everybody after this situation happens, everybody starts seeing like somebody following them through the town.
Okay. What are Kinnian's proficiencies?
Kinnian goes and basically goes to send a message to Sal, and using athletics, roughs up his bodyguards.
All right, roll for it for me, please.
23.
23.
Athletics.
Would you like to describe it?
Yeah, like the biggest, scariest half orc that they've ever seen basically walks up and
And you're wearing like your full regalia.
oh
and all
yeah,
that.
the full regalia, and I actually pick up one bodyguard, one in each hand, and I hold them up in the air, and I tell them, "You're gonna have to leave that husband alone. or else this could get ugly. And I'm just seeing like their feet are kind of like dangling.
They're gasping for air.
All right. Yeah. So they're dangling there, right? And you take them and you smash their heads together. They fall unconscious, and Rings is with you. You turn to her, and she writes out a note saying, "Soul, we are watching. Stay away from August." And you have added to the success. So what's Bond want to add to this?
Bond's going to try and talk himself out of intervening about this incredibly immoral situation.
Okay. All right.
He's going to persuade himself to just sit there and keep quiet.
I don't think that's going to work. I mean,
Should
you can
I persuade him?
I think so. I would say if Bond's uncomfortable with the situation, he would just take himself out and wouldn't be a part of the skill challenge.
It's more of the direction the skill challenge is going.
Okay.
Roughing up bodyguards for a guy who
You could instead
essentially failed on
find
his own
morally
contract.
acceptable ways to help.
Hey, Kinian, I have a great idea.
You could just trail August and make sure he stays safe.
Yeah.
That is true.
Okay, so
Use your acrobatics and
I
shit.
voice this to you guys. I'm like, guys, this doesn't seem right. I mean, this guy's in debt to the guy. Why are we roughing up the guy who's just trying to collect his own debt?
Everybody
I'm
starts.
like, too many
Oh, shit.
words.
I say, because bankers don't create anything, they just take and make their wealth off having wealth, and that's not fair.
I know many a loan shark who's ruined people's lives in Waterdeep because of the exorbitant interest they've charged.
I don't know, guys.
They
I'm
tend
just
to
gonna,
be involved in a lot of other stuff.
I'm just gonna go
besides
make
just
sure he doesn't get hurt.
money.
I'm gonna go camp out
Hey, Kinian,
at August's house, make sure that he at least doesn't get beat up for this.
Fair enough.
let's go forage for mushrooms that
Poisonous.
are like psychotropic and lay Sal's food with them. So he seems like a crazy man to the whole populace.
I didn't hear that. I walked away.
Yeah. Bond already walked away. Seriously,
So Bond.
do a survival.
Well, hold on. So
not gonna
Bond,
make a DC
what proficiency are you using?
I'm thinking perception to watch out for guys approaching August.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go for it.
With a guidance of D4.
I don't think he's making it.
Nope.
No, is that a failure?
Yeah.
All right.
The DC 20 is actually pretty high.
Yeah. So you are trying to keep an eye out, and you actually do see somebody, but you see them as they're exiting the dude's house. You see the person is walking out. For some reason, you had just looked away. It might have been a screaming child. In fact, it was a an orphan that was running towards you, and it was like, hey mister, I've got something to tell you. And you like turn around, and he's like, hi, and then he runs away, and you look back and you don't see any difference, but then a couple of minutes later, some bald guy walks out of August's house, and he's wiping his knuckles off, and he cracks his neck, and he kind of stretches his shoulders, and he walks away. And you have like this shiver run down your spine. When you go to investigate, you see that he's actually been beaten to a bloody pulp. He's alive, but just barely. I need you to make a medicine check to stabilize this guy before he dies. He's coughing. He's starting to like choke on the blood pooling up. He can't really move very well. What do you do?
Can I just heal him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cure wounds. Boop.
Yeah, you're like, all right. So you lay your hand on him, and the wounds start to close up, and he like gasps, and he says, "Who are you?" No one.
And then back out of the room.
And he falls unconscious. All right.
He'll be fine. He's fine.
You guys got one failure left. What do you want to do?
I would like to find some of the bodyguard henchmen
Okay.
and persuade them with a religious bent that they should not be working for Saul.
Okay. So are you doing are you trying to chide them?
Praise the sun.
Are you trying to chide them in making them feel as if what they're committing is a crime against
Mortal
their
soul.
mortal soul or
yeah,
something
their
like
mortal
that?
soul. They can actually do good in their lives.
Okay,
And, there's ways to better themselves and better the community. And why work with this person who is just destroying lives left and right and blah, 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 Lathander, blah, blah, blah.
What skill are you using?
Would you consider that persuasion or?
I'd say persuasion,
Okay.
just because you're trying to what do you call it, rationalize or help them rationalize.
Okay, I'm gonna bless myself.
Have
Or
you used
guidance.
persuasion already? I
No.
can't remember. Okay,
No, I used insight.
that's right.
Also, I thought you said we could use them as many times as we needed.
No. One
Each
per skill.
Okay, so 25.
25 succeeds. So what you succeed in doing is removing all of his guard detail. He has found himself unguarded. They have decided to take up a new career path, and you have set the seed for a new church of Lathander.
Woo!
Do we need any more successes?
One more.
All right. So now that this guy's unguarded,
I've got an intimidation left in me.
Well,
BT dubs.
I've got 17 stealth. So it seems pretty
Plus
pretty
7.
good.
Plus
Okay.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Plus
better than mine.
17.
Plus a bless.
At disadvantage, but it's still 17.
Right.
He can take off his armor.
I can take
just
off
as
the
long.
armor for this if I need to.
What do you take it off? Your dwarf friend might like that.
That's enough to scare anyone straight.
I'm thinking about godfathering this guy.
Oh shit. All right.
Like a horse head in this bed.
Yeah.
All right. So
If I can morally obtain.
An orphan head.
Well, there are probably
you have a
orphans
minor
dying
illusion?
every week.
Huh?
do you have a minor illusion
I don't think so.
in your
There are
spells?
probably orphans dying like
I
once
do.
a week in the streets out of starvation.
That's fucked.
It's the reality.
I know that's the reality.
It's the reality.
I don't know that Manette's okay with walking around with.
It's just laying here. I mean,
We're just mutilating a corpse, right?
Maybe a
suffering's
dog.
over.
If he likes dogs, I don't know.
He's got a lot of dogs.
If he's got a lot of dogs,
Yeah.
probably likes some dogs.
Sure.
Maybe
Go to
there's
the butcher.
maybe there's a stray dog
Okay.
that died,
Or one of his.
I'm sure the butcher sells,
or I could kill one of his dogs.
or you could do that. Well, like have its
Wait.
collar.
Keo
like,
is
keep
not
its
okay
collar
with killing
it
dogs.
So he knows exactly.
We don't need a John Wick fucking moment.
Yeah, I know, right? This guy starts hunting you.
Don't kill his dogs.
Maybe I just stealth in and steal one of his dogs, and leave the tag, and just put some blood on it.
or
Just
Okay.
for good measure.
Or
Just-
a note of you'll see this dog once you drop the dead or something.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
just shave off one of his eyebrows.
Practical
just
joking.
just
I
steal
like
his
that.
ledger and get over it.
Yeah, just take
What
all his
debt?
money. What debt? Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna stealth into this guy's house, take one of his animals. I'll reduce it in size while I'm there with my magic
Okay.
to make it more docile and easy to handle.
And
and then
yippier.
leave his dog collar in the bed with the guy.
Okay.
While the guy's asleep.
Oh,
Yeah,
With
while-
a
while
dagger.
While the
he's
guy's
asleep.
asleep.
All right. You give me a stealth, please.
With or guidance. I keep mixing them up. No, you didn't even need it.
Yeah, it's like 30 something.
Yeah. So
34.
Ooh, dog collar.
you, yeah, right. So you stealth in, And meaning to take a single dog, you end up taking all of the dogs, and you leave a whole chain of collars in his bed. And when he wakes up in the morning, he sees them, and you all have effectively removed his protection completely, and he is now vulnerable to those that he has fucked over. He
also
has
his emotional support with the dogs.
Yes, and he has also
Deke and I are very happy, by the way.
he has also heard of kind of the word of Lathander spreading through the town now, and he has decided to start to lay low. The costed August is no longer being troubled, and you guys have succeeded.
How many dogs was it?
10.
I show up.
Brunch and lunch.
We take them to the
breakfast,
orphanage.
and second breakfast.
Making
Puppies for everybody.
Yes.
Tea time?
Yeah.
A donation.
Dinner?
11sies.
You've already got supper. There's
And
dinner.
nobody's going to steal dogs
There's
from
midnight
orphans.
snack.
I show up to his house the
Afternoon
next
snack.
I gotta start this
You
off.
do?
So we got
Okay.
day and offer my services as protection.
That's amazing.
Oh, God.
Take all the money
Nice.
up front.
Yep. Okay. He offers
When
you...
he's most vulnerable.
Yeah, he offers you 100 gold pieces a month. First month, or 2 months paid up front.
Yeah. Sucker.
I'll take it.
Okay. And in 4 days, you guys board your ship and leave.
I leave.
It costs you 9,000 gold pieces to fix up the ship.
That's
and
part of funds.
yeah,
I didn't invite a Baylor.
and that is that is the city of Caer, Westphal. You head back out.
I'm going to arrange magical means of communication with
Oh, okay.
Arden.
So she actually hands you a ticket book. No, this isn't going to be a ticket book. This is just a communication book, and it's essentially you write, and it appears written in her book, and she writes, and it appears written in your book.
Okay.
So I have 10 more dogs now, right?
No,
Breakfast,
no,
second breakfast,
no.
brunch, lunch,
Minette
tea.
We
donated
donated
them to the orphanage.
along with some money to feed the dogs and the orphans.
But Q already named all 10 of them.
That's fine.
That's Keo's fault.
There's breakfast, second breakfast,
you
brunch,
tell
lunch,
the names
tea,
to the orphans.
midnight snack, dinner, 11sies, and fourth meal.
Nice. All right. So, you guys travel southward once more, heading towards the mysterious island of Chult.
Oh, how much did we actually pay for the ship repairs? Was it 9,000?
Yep.
Okay.
At least we talked it down.
Well, because it was technically still an estimate, so I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. So, okay.
Okay, so,
9,000.
I
let's
shake
see.
my head about the children of the Moonshay Isles. I think that island life's too easy on them.
you guys have 20 days of downtime. What do you choose to do with it? You guys can have one scene each if you would like, with another player or with an NPC. What do you want to do?
I try to get Rings drunk, and while drinking with Rings, I'm like, girl, do you just need me to put a baby in you too?
I totally want to be in the room when that happens.
So
And I slurringly say, because I can arrange that.
So to Tin's usual misfortune, her room and Kinian's room butt up next to each other.
Of course, yeah.
And this is one of the moments where it is fortunate for Tin because she gets to hear through the extraordinarily thin walls.
Because drunk people don't tend to be quiet.
No, not at all. So, what we're going to do is we're going to check Rings' constitution first.
Constitution.
Kinian has a
For
musk
drinking.
about him.
Oh, okay.
It's a very attractive musk to Rings.
I have a,
She was attracted at some point.
Someone has to be attracted to it.
So she's slightly inebriated. I mean, she's not blackout drunk. I need you to give me a persuasion. I mean, you're persuading her to come over to your understanding.
Come on, baby.
Yeah. And I think your low persuasion is actually solid for how drunk you usually are. So, just a regular persuasion.
you mean my flat roll?
Yeah, your flat roll. And in fact, I didn't say this, but all of you have inspiration if you don't have it already. I really enjoyed the skill challenge. You guys were very creative. So good job.
All right, Big Money. I'm going to do my secondary die instead of my primary. You got to do something good here. It's a 12.
You have inspiration.
Yeah, but it's funny if I win, funny if I lose.
True.
So Rings is
Also
inebriated.
Drunk. So, disadvantage, right?
Yep. She is. She says, "Listen, Kinian. I am not interested in having a baby. I guess right now. Listen. We have an open thing. I understand things happen. I'm upset, okay? I need to be upset for a little bit, and it doesn't mean I don't love you anymore. It just means that I love you enough to be jealous and upset that maybe somebody else is having your child. I'm not ready to have a child right now. I mean, I'm a pirate queen. What am I gonna do with
shit
a...
to do.
Yeah, what am I gonna do with children? And, but...
But I'm gonna be a giant pirate king. Bad timing.
And she says, you know, honestly, like, I'm totally cool with that. I can use that. We'll be cool in the future. We will. Just give me some time. And yeah. So that's how that encounter goes. The rest of the night is drinking. Tin, as you're like sitting there on your bed, like kind of cocked an ear towards the wall, listening.
Oh, I don't need to have an ear cocked.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true.
No.
But they start getting drunk and they start getting in, like, Rings walks over and she starts drawing like a chalk circle on the wall, and you two play a game that you enjoy playing, and that's throwing daggers into the wall and seeing who can hit the mark. So Tin, you start seeing like little dagger tips poking through the seams of the planks that make up your wall, and they just seem to be having a good night.
I would counter that Rings would be smart enough to draw it on the other wall.
I think,
even though she's a little drunk.
No. I think there's a point to it though, is having it on the wall that's your wall.
Oh, okay. I'm not too concerned because they know I would basically kill them if they accidentally.
Right. I mean, there's no way of getting a dagger through.
Yeah.
But it's just more
See
of
little
a
indentations.
poking.
Yeah.
It's poking at letting you know that
goes
that
here.
Yeah. Yep.
That you get to see it better.
Yep.
By the way, just A++ characterization on Rings.
Oh, thanks.
Is Tin gonna like effing like Porky's it later and look through the holes at us doing things?
I got better shit to do with my life.
That's right.
I can hear it. I don't need any visuals.
If anything, she's gonna ask Manette to come down and put it on a second wall.
I need some spackling on this wall.
Been around for a few centuries, right?
She knows where it
Nothing
goes.
really surprises me anymore.
You're gonna come back to
out.
your
Elves
cabin.
aren't
There's gonna be
prudes.
little
What is
styrofoam
that?
triangles
Thin
all
layer
over
of
the wall.
lead.
Yeah, a layer of lead.
Are or are not?
I said aren't.
Okay.
So,
They just think they're better than everyone else.
so
Because
over
we are.
over the 20 days, Kinian tries to repair his relationship with Rings and succeeds. Is the culmination of that. So, what does Bond do?
I go and search out. It's Deva.
Deva, yeah,
Deva.
or Devo.
Devo.
Yep,
I
for
go and search
devout.
out Devo and I say, listen, I left home really, really young and I missed out a lot of a lot of stuff about our people and how our society works, and like I'm sure there are rituals and whatnot, customs of our people. And because I left so young, I don't know a lot of stuff. Would you be willing to share knowledge of essentially what home was like?
So as you remember, like, home was a peaceful farming community. It was a commune, right? But something that you missed out on was the coming of age. Finding out your true name. Mine is devout, I know it. And that ritual wasn't really exercised because as you know, once you know your name, people can start to guess at your being, right? Like if something is if someone's name is malicious, people will start thinking in negative connotations. But the ritual was brought back because some of the town elders had, including your father, were given visions of demons and of a war. And with that, the society has become more militaristic. As you can tell, I'm one of the generals, and my job was to come out and find you after finding your sister and bringing you back. Apparently, you are one of the people who are supposed to be a general as well, as it's sent down from the Devas.
Oh, general. Well, that sounds very militaristic.
It is.
I'm only a captain.
Militant.
Yeah.
Sucker.
We went from a commune to a full law system. Everything has become rigid. Everyone is training every day for this war now. They are preparing until your return. And when your return happens, that is when the protected will go to war.
Well, can you teach me what it means to be a general?
So, no pressure, Bon, or anything.
Yeah. No big deal or anything, but
Take your time getting back home.
I think we're gonna take a detour and fly around a bit.
We're gonna hold that side quest. So she can take the next 20 days to teach you what it means to be a general, and through those 20 days, I think what you would do is you would be able. This is a training of a skill. What skills do you have? I would think it's some sort of leadership skill, but that's 3-5. I don't know what it turned into.
Maybe persuasion.
Persuasion, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I have persuasion as a skill.
Expertise.
Yeah, I would actually say that you would gain expertise in this. What were you saying, Ben?
There's a leadership feat.
Is there? Yeah. So that.
Oh, there's inspiring leader, but that gives
Okay,
charisma.
Yeah, inspiring leader. Sorry. It lets you.
Maybe that's what we base it off of. Ooh, I kind of like that.
And you give temp hit points to up to 6 people. Equal to your level plus your charisma mod.
What is that called?
Inspiring Leader. It's a pretty cool feat that generally you want a person in a party to pick it up for min-max 3.
Okay, so I'm going to make
because it's cool.
I'm going to make a rule. I don't intend this to be unfair, but you can gain that feat without needing to level up.
Okay.
So,
Or a mark of leadership.
a mark of I like that. In fact, fuck yeah. Good idea. So what she does is over the 20 days, she teaches you how to be a general. And at the end of the 20 days, she actually tattoos one of the flames, the obsidian flame like she has. She has an obsidian flame tattoo on her neck. She tattoos it somewhere on your body of your choosing. And what she does is she explains as she's tattooing that the obsidian flame moves with you, and you, Devo, and Minette now understand that those things, and now that you know, those things move. You've been tattooed with magic of the obsidian flame. It's not from it, but it's of it. It's idolizing it. Something you notice now is Minette's gloves. They have the obsidian flame on it as well, and something you never saw before is they actually move subtly, and you notice that
The pattern of the flame.
yeah,
moves.
it changes. It changes over time, and it's super subtle that nobody notices it other than those in the know, and that's something that you know now.
I'm like,
We have a geek out moment like that. We're like,
What's mine say?
Did we just become best friends?
Someone from the crew just like walks by and just kind of like stares at you guys. Like,
we're just.
Anybody else want to do something over the 20 days?
You gotta teach your students magic missile.
so mine's not as.
Actually.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, because we'll go on.
No,
yeah.
no, because he said it. It is something. But the thing is, I don't know magic missile. I just have a wand of magic missile. So I make them all carve their own wands of magic missile.
So Kinian, one morning you wake up and they're pulling. They've got like this lathe that Deke actually nicked from Minette's shop. They're pulling this plane across your ballast, the stuff on the side, the guardrails.
I'm sure we have other lumber.
No, Keo's doing this. He's pulling the plane across the ballast, big enough or a thick enough thing that it creates a wand. So go ahead.
So
You're just like son of a bitch.
I tell them that the magic is inside them. Because the only sort of magic I know is like sorcery and pact magic.
Right.
I got a book, but
It's from you, not from the weave, right? Like you innately use that magic.
so I'm telling them all sorts of wrong things for wizards. And I make them so I have them wood all these wands, and they have them split perfectly, and I have them take their own hair and put it inside the wand, and they have to carve ornate, designs that speak truth to them.
It's basically like an Alvin and the Chipmunks moment where I walk up on top the deck and it's like,
Yes.
And the wands actually probably have some magic effect. And I have them varnish them with those mystery bottles.
All right.
So-
Wait, his mystery
No,
bottles?
my mystery bottles that I stole from the
bar.
the bar.
Oh,
Basically the
shit.
poison.
Yep, they're
Well, 'cause-
poisoned.
I don't know what they are,
Well, okay.
but
They're poison.
They're poison. Every bottle you took was poison.
Was it poison?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're poisoned with
It was meant for the
wands.
bartender to poison anybody that they deemed as a threat to the bar.
But
They
I
would
have them
slip
using that
poison.
as a varnish. But
Yeah.
arsenic's been used to
Yeah,
treat
absolutely.
stuff.
Yep.
For yeah,
There's absinthe. I mean,
yeah.
They are really good at ground to wood contact. They hold up a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
no. I
I have
that.
them make these intricate wands that are wands of magic missile, and
Okay.
then at the end of the 20th day, because they're spending lots of time making these,
Yeah.
they have their final test and they have to use them.
Interesting.
That's how 10 students die.
Yeah.
only 8 of them.
I think it's beyond their magic capabilities to actually imbue them with anything, but so they
Now,
all
if you'd
fail
asked
your
me
test.
to help,
Right.
then maybe.
They all fail your test.
The wands
but,
don't do anything.
I
Maybe
think
like sparkles or something.
I think these wands are ornately made to the point where they could imbue them, but it's beyond their capabilities. So they are receptive to magic though, which it's a huge plus. It's a big deal to make something
They
that
can
can
probably
take
use
on
them as a
magic.
focus.
Yes.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. And so
They made +1 wand.
No,
Yeah.
no, they just made like the
Yeah,
wand
they-
you'd buy.
Yep, exactly. And
I'm like, okay, cast magic missile with it. Just cast something.
do you do anything else? Because I mean, you're not spending all that time carving with them, right? You're tasking them. Do you do any translation work or anything like
Well,
that?
I already translated the whole book.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got the book translated, and okay.
I'll
All
teach
right, cool.
classes.
So yeah.
We'll do
I like
fishing
that.
and weaving.
You still
and-
have pith hats to make, so that's a big deal. So at the end of the 20 days, everybody has a pith hat for adventuring.
What's a pith hat?
It's a adventuring cap.
See, there's our
It's
caps
the
with, like,
English
squares.
adventuring
it's
cap.
the colonialism
Yeah.
hat when you're in the jungle and you're a white dude
Oh.
and you're wearing that hat.
Yep.
Except mine's a pith
Oh.
lizard hat, though.
Yeah.
Rounded up
Yeah.
top and then the weird dip down on both sides.
Yep.
But it gives us
Keo's got a
fire
big,
protection.
long, extruded point on his.
to make him look taller.
Yeah.
I put mine in my
And a
room.
wizard.
Like, I refuse to wear it, but it's a hat. So
Yeah.
it's like going
We
in the
stick
collection.
feathers on yours.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm
Ooh,
tempted,
tempting.
but it's not big enough.
They're feathers from birds that we caught with nets.
I might wear it in Neon Zaro, though, because it would be appropriate.
Yeah. Ooh. Kinian's a hat collector. he opens his own lid store.
It's something I can appreciate.
Nice. So,
So that puts me
I'm sorry.
minus 25 of those bottles.
Okay. 10.
So mine's not as exciting or hilarious, but first of all, I spend a lot of the trip just spending time with Nymeria because it's been a while since we really had more than just a day here or a day there. But I also spend a lot of time meditating and trying to seek guidance from Lathander because it was only 2 sessions ago, even though it was 3 months ago, when we defeated Dweeblex, and then there was that statue in the cave of me, and it just said, "In light I found a passage," but it was like, how the fuck is there a statue of me here? So, still very confused by that, so...
Yeah, absolutely. So you're sitting and meditating one of these days, and you're just kind of sitting in Nymeria's holding area.
She's,
where
cuddled
she
up
chills.
next to
Yeah, and
me.
you're kind of cross-legged, sitting on the floor, your palms in your hand, in your lap, and you're just kind of focusing out, almost like how you sleep or meditate for napping. But this is to focus towards Lathander, and as you're doing that, Asmodeus actually interrupts you.
Rude.
And he's like, hey, Lathander, how's it going? So, what are you doing here?
Wait, so how did
He's
he
a
know?
bro.
How did he know I was like? Did he just assume I was meditating to Lathander?
No, he just called you Lathander, like you're a cleric of Lathander.
Oh,
like,
okay.
hey, Lathander.
Nicknames.
Yeah, nicknames.
We're cool.
We're forming friendship bonds with the devil.
I open one eye and stare at him.
It's like, so what are you doing here?
I was trying to meditate.
Meditate about what?
Such a bro.
If you would leave, I could go back to meditating.
He sits down, he folds his legs up, puts his hands like you.
Well, fine then. You've been around for quite a while.
Uh-huh.
You know a bit about demon wars and such.
A bit.
What can you tell me about them that I haven't read in books?
A whole lot.
That's what I figured.
So, what kind of information are you looking for? I mean, that's a pretty open question.
Well, I know things were a bit different with Lathander back then. He had that whole like war machine thing going on. And,
Yeah, Lathander was kind of a badass.
Well, he still is.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's kind of softened his touch up a little bit. I mean, I was kind of his right-hand man. I was kind of like, kill the shit for him kind of guy. And, we were pretty cool for a while.
You were his right-hand man.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And like, so you know how Asmodeus takes on like the little girl look and stuff like that. He's got like this goatee, like this kind of like bro tee kind of look going on. He's got sandy blonde hair,
In a bun.
in a man bun.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
And he's got he's kind of thin. He's got kind of thin, muscular arms, and he smells kind of bad, kind of like weed and booze. And
Or like he hasn't showered in 45
Yeah.
days because he's trying to make dreadlocks and all that shit.
Right, yeah, and he's just kind of sitting there.
If you were Lathander's right-hand man back then,
Yeah,
why are you not serving him now?
like I cast it out, man. Like I was just like, so. As you know,
Is
I
he
struck
drunk?
maybe. I mean,
Okay.
can he be drunk? I don't know.
I don't know. He's just.
But he's
Okay.
taking on the
He's
persona.
very lackadaisical.
He likes taking
Okay.
on the personas that he shows. So he either likes taking them on or breaking them. Ironically, like the little girl in the deep voice. And so so he's like, well, as you know, I struck the deal with a Serac to create, the soulmonger, and people didn't like that. I mean, I was solving a problem. I came up with a way, with a bad guy, but a way to kill the demon lords. People didn't like that because, oh my god, other special people could die. But I had a definitive way to solve the war. I got casted out after the war. My ways were deemed evil, quote unquote, and so it was my charge to defend all the other planes against the demons, and so I became the frontline guy.
I was gonna say I've not really heard of Lathander just casting people out because he tends to be a lot more righteous about things. But so it sounds like he maybe punished you by assigning you this task.
Yep. Well, it was supposed to be a punishment, but it turns out, like, it was kind of fun. I mean, I got to kill demons all the time. Until, I lost everyone I know, and all my contracts were gone, and kind of lost all the hells, but whatever, shit happens.
So we maybe talk a bit more about the, quote, good old days of the demon wars and such.
Yeah. And he says, like, well, after the demon wars, and the spell plague and shit, the weave couldn't support gods being on this plane. So, I mean, I don't know, it's whatever. Lathander needed to have some sort of avatar on these planes, and so did everyone else. So they just kind of came up with these touched. And, yeah. Cool chatting with you. And he just kind of gets up and he kind of cracks his back. He's like, see you, Tin. And he just walks away.
Can you close the door on your way out?
He's like, he doesn't close it. He just walks out. Open door policy, bruh. And he just walks away.
I cast a guiding bolt to land 5 feet in front of him.
He's like, not chill. And,
Dude found the hash.
Can you close the door on your way out?
and it just like, and closes.
Okay.
What does Minette do?
So I don't really have a project right now that I can really be working on.
You do. You don't remember it.
I don't.
The shield. Do you remember the shield?
Plus, you got a pen pal up that beardy lady. What you wearing
I
right
do
now?
not recall the shield.
It was the mechanical version of Keo's shield. Do you remember this now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Okay.
I got you.
Oh, shit.
And I believe we came up with 20 days for it.
Oh, shit, y'all.
You remember that?
Yeah, I
You gonna
don't
share
remember
with the class?
specifics.
You want to do it?
So,
I can explain the specifics.
Are
I
you making
remember
an
it.
arrow catcher?
No.
no. So, Keo's ability to shield himself as a reaction to an attack appealed to me. So, I wanted to create a mechanical version of the shield that could be useful, the specifics of which I don't remember. So Alan should definitely cover this.
So Minette walks up to Tin and is like, "Hey Tin, you got a shield in the party fund?"
Let me see. Mostly swords, but we might.
He's like, never mind. And he starts measuring yours, and with some of the scrap wood around the ship, Minette starts constructing a shield, and you just start seeing him up on board for the next 20 days, just practicing pulling a shield out and putting it in front of him, on the poop deck. He's just trying to figure it out. And maybe enlist some of you guys to kind of attack at him so he can kind of gauge the speed. And at the end of the 20 days, you notice that Minette's just rolling around with a shield on his back.
Presumably he needed some pointers on how to properly hold the shield and everything.
Yeah. So he kind of enlists all of you guys to kind of test out his reaction and stuff like that. And so I believe what it was is a +2, and when it deploys, it takes a full action to reset it, but you can use it as a reaction.
It's on a mechanical arm. So when I get attacked, my shield
You don't have
deploys.
to move away from your cannon. You can
Well, it's more that it's a temporary AC increase, but it has its limitations because Keo's using spell slots to do it.
I'm
but
just
mine
saying
has
it's like
this mechanical aspect.
you would do the mechanical aspect because you don't want to have to take away
Right.
from your gun stuff.
well,
Right, or anything, really.
Yeah.
it's so that I don't use a hand for it.
Yeah.
I don't have to be carrying a shield to defend myself.
Right.
So it's on this mechanical arm that
So that you can
Once
use
it's
your thunder
deployed, though,
hands.
it works just like the spell shield. So once it's deployed, it gives him a +2 for the round, and then after that, it just kind of droops. And so he has to spend an action to actually pack it back away like a parachute, and then he can deploy it once again.
It has a pull string.
Yeah, yeah, essentially. But anyways, cool. So that's what you work on for the next 20 days. You guys finish the 20 days travel, and it is pouring rain. And something you notice is even when it's pouring rain, it's still pretty hot. It's very warm. The further south you get, the warmer it's gotten. And this pouring rain obscures the vision of this island off in the distance, but you can still see a pretty big dark landmass out in front of you.
I think this weather's great.
Yeah, it's super dark. Like it's the black clouds in the skies outlined with the black outline of the cloud, just boiling through the air and stuff. Sheets of rain coming down. The water down below looks almost like it's peppered with marbles.
Being in a warm shower all the time.
That's what it feels like, is a warm shower. Yeah. And something that's odd, though, is usually rain brings a real clean smell to the air. You get nothing but death.
Smells homey.
The stink of death. And after 15 minutes, the rain has completed. Let me pull up the map. You guys smell the stink of death and rot. And you see off on the sides, now in the clear midday sun, you see kind of these dead fish and stuff like that off in the distance on the shoreline. And as you travel over the next few hours, you make it to Port Nanzaru by dusk. And what you see is this is a very big city, and nobody is here.
What?
Hey, thank you so much for listening. What a fantastic episode. We cannot wait for next week's episode. We hope you stick around to find out what happens next. If you want to find out more about the show, about our characters, or things like that, go check us out on dmstable.com/RWA. DM's Table has got information on how to contact us through Twitter or Facebook or things like that. Go check it out, and we'll see you out on the internet. See ya.